Ever heard of a kingdom so advanced that its capital city was protected by one of the largest man-made structures in history? I'm not talking about the Great Wall of China. I'm talking about the incredible Benin Empire in West Africa. This isn't just a story about ancient kings and lost artifacts. It's the story of a powerhouse civilization that shaped history long before colonial powers redrew the map. Stick around, because we're about to uncover some seriously mind-blowing facts about this legendary African empire. So, where and when did this all happen? Picture West Africa, and what is now modern-day Edo State, Nigeria. The Benin Empire began to rise around the 11th century. But it was between the 15th and 17th centuries that it truly hit its golden age, becoming one of the most powerful and influential states in the entire region. For hundreds of years, it was a beacon of stability, art, and military might, a true giant of pre-colonial Africa. Its influence stretched far and wide, making it a name known and respected across the continent and beyond. At the heart of this empire was a highly organized and sophisticated political system. It was a centralized monarchy, ruled by a single, all-powerful figure known as the Oba of Benin. The Oba wasn't just a political leader, he was the spiritual and military commander-in-chief. Think of him as the ultimate authority, revered by his people as a divine figure. This system created a strict hierarchy, from the Oba down to the various chiefs, councils, and guilds. This level of organization was remarkable for its time and allowed the empire to function with incredible efficiency. It's one of the main reasons why historians consider Benin one of the most advanced and well-structured states in African history. Now, let's talk about something truly spectacular, Benin City. This wasn't just any city, it was a marvel of urban planning and engineering. The entire city was surrounded by a massive system of walls and a moat. These weren't just simple fortifications, we're talking about one of the largest earthwork projects ever undertaken in human history, even rivaling the Great Wall of China in total length. Imagine approaching a city protected by such an immense defensive network. Inside these walls, Benin City was a hub of activity. It featured carefully planned streets, grand palace complexes with multiple courtyards, and beautifully decorated buildings. It was a clean, well-ordered metropolis that left European visitors in the 15th and 16th centuries absolutely stunned by its scale and sophistication. Of course, you can't talk about the Benin Empire without talking about its world-famous art, the Benin Bronzes. These aren't just pretty sculptures, they are masterpieces of metallurgy and storytelling. Crafted from brass, bronze, and ivory with a level of skill that baffled the world, these artworks are a visual library of the empire's history. They depict powerful Obas and queen mothers in their elaborate regalia. Scenes from bustling court life, epic battles, and sacred spiritual rituals. What's even more fascinating is that this art wasn't for just anyone. Specialized guilds of artisans, like the legendary Benin bronze casters, worked exclusively for the royal court. Each piece was commissioned by the Oba to commemorate a person, an event, or a belief, making them invaluable historical documents cast in metal. So, how did an empire like this become so wealthy and powerful? The answer lies in its diverse and booming economy. Benin was a major commercial hub. Its wealth was built on a foundation of valuable resources. They produced high-quality cloth, traded precious ivory, and controlled the supply of pepper, a highly sought-after spice. And of course, their exquisite artworks were valuable commodities themselves. The empire was at the center of extensive regional trade networks that connected different parts of West Africa. But things really took off in the late 1400s when Portuguese ships arrived on the coast. This marked the beginning of a long and complex trading relationship with Europe. They exchanged their goods for things like firearms, which bolstered their military, and other technologies, fueling the empire's growth and expansion for centuries. A thriving economy and a powerful ruler need one more thing to secure their legacy, a strong military, and the Benin Empire had exactly that. The army was a well-organized and highly disciplined force, operating under the direct command of the Oba. This wasn't just a ragtag group of warriors, it was a professional army known for its effective formations and strategic prowess on the battlefield. This military strength was the engine behind Benin's expansion. It allowed them to conquer neighboring territories, secure vital trade routes, and maintain control over a vast and diverse population. Their military reputation was so formidable that it ensured the empire's stability and dominance in the region for hundreds of years. The army was the backbone of the Oba's authority, enforcing his will and protecting the kingdom from any and all threats. But this golden age came to a tragic and abrupt end. In 1897, a British force launched a punitive expedition against Benin City. The motive was complex, tied to trade disputes and Britain's colonial ambitions. The invasion was brutal. The city was attacked, burned, and looted. In one of the most infamous acts of cultural theft in history, the British soldiers seized thousands of the Benin Bronzes and other priceless artifacts. These treasures, the very soul and history of the Benin people, were packed up and shipped off to Europe and the United States. They ended up in museums and private collections all over the Western world. This devastating event marked the end of Benin's independence and the beginning of British colonial rule. The great empire was no more. So what is the legacy of this incredible empire today? While the political empire ended in 1897, the cultural heart of Benin still beats strong. The monarchy of Benin continues to exist as a vital cultural and traditional institution within Nigeria, with the Oba still holding a place of deep respect among the Yo people. And the story of the stolen art is far from over. For decades, there has been a growing global movement demanding the return of the Benin Bronzes to their rightful home. Many museums are now beginning to repatriate these artifacts, acknowledging the injustice of their removal. The Benin Empire remains one of Africa's most celebrated and studied pre-colonial civilizations, a powerful reminder of the continent's rich and complex history, a story of innovation, art, and resilience that continues to inspire people around the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the Benin Empire. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more incredible stories from history, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments what you found most interesting about the Benin Empire. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.